What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does, that helps to make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does also help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news. And today I want to speak on someone that I haven't spoke on this channel before. I want to take a moment to address a comment and or statement, you can say, made by Bill Maher recently on his show Real Time with Bill Maher. So I'm not going to spend too much time introducing it. I'm just going to play this absurd take that he made, and then we'll take a moment to unpack it. So let's get into this take regarding Donald Trump and what will happen in America if he's sentenced to jail. Let's get into this.
I would really be shocked if this judge gave him a prison sentence for this.
I mean, MAGA Nation will go nuts. I don't know if that's a reason to or not to do something, but they will. But if they put him in jail, I know it'll happen because the judge's name was Juan.
Yes.
Everything becomes racial in this country. You know, that's partly because of our horrible, despicable racial past, partly because some of that racism lives on in the president, and some of it because the far left makes everything racial. But that's what it's going to be. A civil war in this country, I'm sorry to say, becomes a race war. That's the sad truth about this country. And if they put him in jail, I mean, that's the first thing his supporters are going to say is, oh, that's what it is.
Well, that's the first thing
a black
he will
district attorney, you know, all these people who are the district attorneys, they're black. The judge was not white. This is what it is.
All right. So this is probably one of the most idiotic takes that I've ever heard, right? I want to start off with this. I don't think that I've ever seen fear-mongering on this level in my life. And what this extreme fear-mongering is showing is that they literally have no answer on how to retain the black vote to the degree that they need to retain it to win the election, as well as having no answer for the Hispanic vote as well. The young vote is all but gone. That's just non-existent for Biden. But the fear-mongering that we've been witnessing over the past couple months, and that is continuing, is beyond out of this world. They're literally consistently pushing the idea to black people that if Trump wins the election, if he goes to jail, or even if he loses the election, it literally doesn't matter how you cut it. Some way, somehow, you are going to find yourself unalived. We've heard now Bill Maher say that there's going to be a civil war that will be a race war. We've heard Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne tha God say that there's going to be some sort of civil war. We've seen Maxine Waters on MSNBC in the past and recently, as recent as I believe 3 days ago, continuing to parrot the idea that there are white supremacists training in the hills right now. White supremacist terrorists, they're training in the hills as we speak. And if Biden wins and Trump loses, they're going to descend down the hills and specifically attack communities of color. This is what she stated. I talked about this on a live stream, I believe it was a week or two ago. She literally said the white supremacists in the hills that are training right now in the event that Trump doesn't win, the white supremacist terrorists are going to descend down the hills, and they're specifically coming to communities of color to unalive you. That's what she stated. I've never witnessed or experienced fear mongering on this level before, where you keep trying to get the point across to me that if one candidate wins and the other one loses, I will lose my life. That is insane. That's fear-mongering on another level when you're trying to convince me that somehow I'm going to lose my life if Trump wins, but not if Biden wins. And the other thing too, which is so funny, and it proves that they just have zero answer for the black vote, as well as for the Hispanic vote, clearly as well, because the fear mongering of racism, white supremacy doesn't seem to be sticking the way that it used to for Black America, and the fear mongering of your uncle's going to get deported if you don't vote for us doesn't seem to be sticking for Hispanics as well. One of the other things that highlights how fake all this commentary is coming from that side is that anyone who has paid any attention at all, right, to what is considered right-wing media, right-leaning media, those who cater to the Republican Party as it pertains to media, if you follow this trial, the hush money trial, through Fox News, if you followed it through Newsmax, as far as website publications are concerned or whatnot, if you followed it through Breitbart, if you followed it through the Epoch Times, I don't care what right wing or right leaning site or even YouTubers for that matter that you might have watched a trial through. Anytime they spoke about Trump's hush money trial, it is almost exclusively blamed on Joe Biden and the DNC, and then breaking down and explaining how Joe Biden and the DNC is behind this. The degree that Alvin Bragg and the degree to which Alvin Bragg and the judge, I believe his name was Juan Merchant, are brought up, are only brought up to the degree that they are connected either to the DNC as it pertains to the judge, or you are a Democrat as it pertains to Alvin Bragg. And even what's her name, Letitia James at this point, right? That's the degree to which their names are brought up, is because they are on the side of the Democrats. I don't think I've ever heard anyone bring up the fact that they're Black or Hispanic if we're talking about the judge. But as it pertains to dog whistling the idea to their listeners that if Trump doesn't win, it's civil war time, and what you're going to do is specifically attack so-called communities of color, that simply isn't true. That's literally a lie. That's literally a lie, because anyone who has paid any remote attention to, like I said, that trial and how the trial has been broken down, and they explain that it's a sham, it's a farce trial, it's a kangaroo court. It's always literally from the perspective of Joe Biden and the DNC. The degree to which Alvin Bragg is brought up, the degree to which the judge is brought up, I never hear anything that has to do with race. It's literally, virtually, I will say, just for the sake of argument, almost always about Biden and the DNC. Never about race. But you all let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section. If Trump wins, will a race war break out? Will a civil war break out that essentially becomes a race war, where white supremacists who are training in the hills of Chicago and New York right now are going to descend down upon the Black community in said cities if Donald Trump wins? Do you believe that to be true? Let me know in the comment section below. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. So please, on your way out, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, share this video out on your social media platforms, and also don't forget to follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below, and it will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time, and until the next video, peace, and have a great afternoon.